party. Chris can spend about 15 minutes or so with us, and then he's got to go and do his Chris Shelton stuff, I guess.
I have Chris Shelton husband duties.
Husband duties. There you go.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so the Daily Atheist said he would like to join us. So I'm going to send you a link via Twitter, Daily Atheist, so you can jump in here. I'd love to have you in because you are a future guest on my show. So I think this would be pretty cool. Hang on here. Let me see if I can find him. You go ahead and talk about what you were just talking about, Pikachu.
Yeah. I noticed, like, every time, like, you watch, like, Vox or you watch HBO's sort of documentaries on, you know, the Scientology, a lot of times they're talking about the Sea Org. And every single time you see it, it's these massive compounds that look like they're from North Korea. They're just, you know, it looks like a prison that is just, you know, encased in whatever. And Scientology just controls this whole entire town. And it's like, you know, how does this religion control the entire town, you know?
It's easier than you'd think, actually. They're out in there's the Sea Org. They're called Sea Org bases, like naval bases, right, or air bases. They're bases, and the big blue buildings in Los Angeles. That's where I was out of for 17 years, right. But there's one in Clearwater, Florida. There's one in St. Hill, England, East Grinstead in the United Kingdom. There's, I think, one in Sydney, Australia. There's a base in Copenhagen. And there's the one at San Jacinto, California, which is the hidden confidential one with the barbed wire that goes in both directions and stuff, you know? And this is where Sea Org members work. This is where they live and work and eat, and everything is on those bases. And it's a very tightly controlled environment. The internet there is restricted and filtered. So Sea Org members do not get the full internet. They filtered all this stuff out. Even if I wanted to look up Xenu, if I was on a Sea Org base on their Wi-Fi, I couldn't do it. And needless to say, when they control the environment, it's a lot easier for them to control you. And that's how it works.
Oh, shit. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, thank you.
Chris Mallard is also known as the Daily Atheist, and he's got another great show that he does on YouTube as well. And I often pop into the chat in the mornings because I'm actually up early enough to do that, and I'm stuck at work, mind you. But
thank you.
And,
I have a little morning show. My wife's a nurse. She gets up at an ungodly hour, so I figured why not just pop on, you know.
Yeah, why not, man? You usually go for about half an hour to an hour most of the time. So
yeah, it just kind of depends on how much I got to talk about. Now that I've drawn some folks, they're talking with me, and it's kind of going a little longer. So I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
Yeah,
nice to meet you, Chris.
Yeah, you too.
Daily Atheist, yeah. You are on Mountain Time, right?
Yes, sir.
And you stream at like 7 a.m. Eastern. You get up early as fuck, don't you?
I think it's 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain Time, and I get up between 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
But mind you, I start work at 5 in the morning Pacific time, so that's why I'm able to have you on in the background while I'm working away.
That's why, yeah, and of course, you know, if you send me any kind of message after 8:30 at night. I'm gone.
You know, you're basically waking up when I'm going to bed.
Yeah, you know, I used to be a night owl. Literally, I had an IT business called Night Owl Computers because I would stay up all night and working on computers. I made a living, and then I married this woman, and you know how it is, you know, and she's wonderful, and just now I get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I blame her entirely.
It's funny. I kind of envy you guys because I was married briefly until I found out she was doing cocaine and other dudes. So I got out of that marriage pretty quickly. But I envy because when you find the right person, it's like they fill a part of you that you didn't realize needed filling.
Oh, yeah.
You know
She's wonderful. Don't tell her I said that.
Okay.
Hold it over your head, right?
Yeah. She watches these, you know, and I never know when she's gonna watch them. So sometimes I can get away with stuff. Sometimes I can't. I'll come home and she'll be like, "I heard what you said." Then it just goes downhill from there. She tasers me until I'm laying in a pool of my own urine. You know how it is. Fun for everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
Laying in a pool of your own urine, so your laundry machines get a lot of use.
Yeah, I got that for free. That was in the wedding vows.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm hoping I can meet up with you when I'm down in Texas this year, Chris. So
that Chris?
Did you?
Other Chris?
I'm in Denver.
I'm in New Mexico.
All right, in New Mexico.
I'm in
You're in Texas for some reason.
I'm from Texas.
Oh, that's where I am. Okay.
Yeah.
We used to try to make it out for the Faithless Forum this year because that's where I'll be.
When and where's?
It's going to be in April. I'm not entirely sure when because Thomas Westbrook just announced that it's happening again, and I'm still not entirely sure on the dates yet.
I'll look it up.
But I'm getting a ticket the moment they drop them. I'm getting a ticket, and hopefully, if they're up for it, I'll have to talk to Thomas and Drew about it. I'd love to talk at this one about all the stories that I've had so far in the first 3 seasons that I've done. So,
yeah. Did you hear about Drew's wife coming out as an atheist?
No. What? What do you mean? I thought she was.
Yeah, she pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, for a while, she was a Christian, and then he was kind of like concealing it, and then they just recently started talking about it, on the thing, and I was like, oh, what? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always cool when somebody frees himself from the chains of a belief system that's keeps them in there, and because there's a lot of harm and shit can come from a lot of these systems. So. Yeah, Chris, you were talking. Sorry, Chris Shelton, you were talking about how harmful the Scientology church can be.
Very,
especially when if you leave and you've got people stalking you afterwards, that can't be an easy thing to deal with. Have you ever had them come to your door at all? Or?
No, they have not physically come after me that way. It's almost all been online or phone calls, rumors, crap like that. They reached out and tried to buy my YouTube channel once.
Really?
Yeah.
Buy it?
Yeah, they wanted to pay me some money. They reached out they had a proxy guy reach out, but he reached out to try to offer me money to shut down my channel, and I think it was something like $10,000 or something, and I was like, "You have got to be kidding me."
I thought,
man, that's how you know you're making a good impact.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think when Louis Theroux tried to do the documentary on them, they started chasing him down in cars.
Oh yeah.
They started like going after him with cameras and chasing him down in cars like crazy,
And his treatment
everywhere.
Oh yeah, and Louis Theroux's treatment was pretty light compared to what Leah Remini's received. I mean, she's literally. I mean, they're following her around in black SUVs and. And they follow you to the grocery store and shit. I mean, it's just really crazy, intimidating stuff. It's just designed to introvert and make you want that to go away, so you shut down talking about it, right? But Leah's tougher than that, and so am I. We're not going to deal with that bullshit. So, we just go, okay, whatever. I mean, I knew it could happen, and I did not know when I started what was going to happen, because you can't tell with these guys. So I was all prepared. I'd prepared my job. I'd prepared all my friends. Everybody was ready if something was going to happen. And then for me, not a whole lot happened. First in Minnesota, but then here in Denver, until I got on Leah's show. That's when shit really started happening. So. I mean, you can't ever tell with these guys. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and it's the unpredictability of it that makes it 10 times worse. By the way.
Oh yeah, because you're constantly, you're like continually on your guard, right?
That's right.
And that's no way to live, man. So
No, exactly. I figured I'll just be open on social media. I don't have skeletons and secrets and shit. I don't have
Yeah, me
things to
either.
hide. So I don't, it's not like they're going to expose me. So whatever, and plus, of course, I'm not alone anymore. I mean, if I was
Wow.
doing what I'm doing now 10, 15 years ago, I'd be experiencing much different treatment right now.
This is my friend Randolph, who actually lives very close to me. Him
Mm-hmm.
and I are members of Canadian Atheists, and he anointed me the community advocate. So I guess I'm now a full-fledged member. But yeah, he's said that he had to get police involved because these guys were, I guess, bothering him. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of scary, man, when you've got a belief system that has that kind of behavioral patterns.
It's
where they
nuts.
just want to, yeah, that's like
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And also, just to throw this out there so folks know, whoever's watching, is that most Scientologists don't know Scientology does this crap.
Really?
I mean, I didn't know when I was a Scientologist that we were paying private investigators to follow and harass church critics. Now, had I known, and a little bit that I did know about, I thought was fully justified. I thought it made total sense because these were bad people. And, when somebody's a bad person, you need to do bad things to them. So,
That seems weird in my head. That just makes you a bad person too. It's like you just need to push them aside. Don't even worry about them, and then be better than they are. Is kind of where I'm thinking.
Yeah, we did not have that attitude in Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard was a not live and let live guy. He did not turn the other cheek.
If you're like dating a psycho, you don't realize it until you break up with them.
Right. Exactly.
That's a valid point. I could say there was a few that I didn't realize until afterwards.
That's right.
That's when the true colors really tend to come out.
Yeah.
Wasn't
right.
there a point? I mean, I've heard somebody say that at one time, like the Scientology even was paying off the Los Angeles Police Department at some point to, stop people from going after the church.
Mm-hmm. The LAPD and the Clearwater Police Department in Florida are totally bought off by Scientology. They cannot be relied on to do I know that sounds nuts, and it sounds totally conspiratorial too, but let me tell you how they do it. They hire off-duty police officers to do security at their events.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you can do this, right? And they pay them a lot. Then they go to the police department and they give them the Way to Happiness program, which is this common sense guide to moral behavior that L. Ron Hubbard wrote. And they pass out anti-drug literature, the Scientology anti-drug literature, which is full of false information about drugs. But the police eat this shit up. They love it because it's community involvement. And this is what they're dying for, right? Because most people hate the damn police. So the Scientologists curry up to them and go, but we'll help you. And we have programs and we have booklets and we have all these wonderful things. And we'll hire you when your cops are off duty so they can come and do security at our events. And we'll give you awards. And when it comes time every April, we'll give you a check for $10,000. And for this foundation and this foundation and all of this, it's not walking into the captain's office and blackmailing him. It's little things here and here, and over years you develop allies, and the church has very strict policy about exactly how to create allies and engage in what's called PR area control, where they control the opinion leaders around them to say positive things and support Scientology. And it's a whole tit for tat, behind the scenes kind of thing. And they've done this for
my back, I
decades.
scratch yours sort of thing? Or
What's that?
like a you scratch my back, I scratch yours?
Totally. Oh, completely. It's all predicated on that, right? We're going to do all this good stuff for you. And then when the time comes, you're going to remember all that, and you're going to see to our needs.
Wow.
And it works. All I can say is it works.
You have to admit,
Danny Masterson hasn't been prosecuted for 6 women accusing him of rape, including ex-Scientologists, including even his ex-wife. The DA has sat on the case on her desk. Jackie Lacey for 2 years now. Not
And nothing's
prosecuting.
come to light
nothing.
about it. Wow.
All kinds of things have come to light about it, but she won't prosecute.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right.
So these corruption, so they can't even prosecute the Los Angeles Police Department for corruption on this case, or declare war on the police department for corruption on this case, because the judicial system won't even take up due to the fact that Scientology's in control of it.
Exactly.
That's
Well,
Dude.
plus, what are you going to prosecute him for? Donating money to the police department, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the
Yeah,
craftiness of it,
illegal.
you
It's
know.
corruption, though.
It's
It's
of course it
corruption,
is. Of course it is.
bribery.
But it's
But it looks
white
good.
collar. It's white collar corruption, so nobody wants to touch it. You know, the public
There's
don't care.
so
They want the violent offenders put away. They don't care about this stuff.
So much about the beliefs and their message is absolutely nuts, and it's kind of hard to not agree with that argument. But you have to admit their methodology is absolutely fucking brilliant.
Oh, Scientology's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it as not like a cult or a religion, but view it from like a business standpoint. Just all the psychology that they use and all the methods that they use. Like they've borrowed everything from other religions, the mafias, all these tactics that are successful. They have incorporated the best of everything that is so wrong, and they made it work.
That's right.
Just because all those methods, they fucking work. No matter how morally sound or unsound all of it is, they make everything that just works. They've taken it and they ran with it, and holy fuck.
Well, there's something to be said about the ruthless efficiency of an authoritarian control system.
Ruthless efficiency. I like that.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
It will produce what you want it to produce, unless the product you want is happy human beings.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't work, right? So you can produce 10 billion widgets every hour and have a beautiful system, but you won't have a happy human being amongst all of it. So good times.
That's the same thing. That's the same
And with
thing
that, boys, I'm
with-
sorry, but I really do have to go.
Okay. Well, Chris, thanks again, man, for joining me today and for jumping in this after party. You really didn't have to, but I always say that you're never under any obligation to do it. But I still throw them because it's always good for a chance for the people that were watching to get in and chat a little bit about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude, it was great meeting you, like virtually, I guess, face to face, and I'll be in touch, man, because I'm going to be doing another show with I'm not sure if you're familiar with Godless Mom, Courtney Hurd.
I am not familiar directly with her. I think I've seen her on Twitter, but I have not interacted.
No, she does she does stuff on Pathos, and she has a blog section that she puts there. And we're going to be doing a show where we're going to be talking to various people about beliefs and stuff like that. So I think we might you might hear from me again to come on and chat with her and I about a few things too. But I'll let you know. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, man. All right, see you guys.
You bet.
See you, Chris.
Have a good night, Chris. Thanks a lot.
All right, see you, Chris.
All right, Pikachu, we got to do something about your fucking sound, man.
Dude. It's
You
killing
beat
me
me to
here.
it. Now for the serious question, and I have to ask it.
Mm-hmm.
Pikachu, is your microphone plugged into a cantaloupe?
No, it's
Cantaloupe.
plugged into a mixer. But the thing is that I think it's the browser or something. Just Firefox or whatever.
I don't know
Who knows?
why a browser would affect your sound.
That might be
I
a
don't know.
connection issue.
It
Do
does
you-
sound like that.
Have you
Um,
considered prayer?
Whatever that's plugged in, the actual physical connection. Like actually unplug it, clean it off, and plug it back in. You'd be amazed.
Blow on it. Like those old Nintendo games. Well, you may not be old enough for that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, believe me, I was around when Pong was invented, man.
Oh yeah, you. I was talking about Pikachu. Yeah.
Oh no, he's not old enough for that.
Nah.
He's just a youngin.
Whippersnapper.
Goddamn youngins.
And don't forget saliva, man. It's an amazing surfactant. It will clean shit off when it comes to electronics and
No,
offense.
I think it's the browser because I'm also hearing scratchy stuff too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Scratchy.
You're kind of
So,
it's beyond scratchy, man. It's like you sound like one of them subway operators in New York.
Just a notion. I don't suppose you have another browser that you could
Yeah,
try.
like Opera or Google or not Google or whatever.
Chrome?
Google Chrome is kind of like.
I know it's
stuff on it, so
it's
kinda hard to clear off. So I'm not gonna try it.
well, you don't have to do it right now. Just
No, I'm not
just
gonna
understand
try it
that
now, you know.
there's going to be people complaining about how you sound. So
Yeah,
something you're going to have to look forward to.
It's just I use Google Chrome for basically everything, and like I don't like to delete everything because then I can keep track of what I'm doing on there, whatever stuff I'm saving.
I clear my cache every time I use Chrome.
Yeah, but I'd like to make sure that I have everything.
If it's something I want to go back to, dude, you fucking bookmark it.
Yeah.
Then you clear your cache.
Yeah.
You totally sound like a hologram from R2D2 after he's been shot.
Oh, we got some welcome Gurr Mania. I love that name. Gurr. I just want to let you guys know now that season 3 has started today with the amazing Chris Shelton, because he's man, his videos, I tell you, there's some really, really interesting stuff that he goes on about, and he does little bits about Scientology in different videos and stuff, and then he does, of course, the conspiratorial stuff and whatnot, which is fantastic. But I've got some really cool guests coming up this year, so just to give you guys a heads up, coming up on Monday, I'll be talking with Lilith Liberated. You may recognize that name. Oh, hey, Nacha. Lilith is also one half of the show Veritas Voices with Renee Valation. And I've met her in person. She lives on Vancouver Island, so she's come over for a couple of the events, or one of the events at least, that we did here, me and Randolph did here. Randolph says, Pikachu, you also sound like the announcers of the old Zellers stores that we have here. And
just try the Bing browser or some shit instead of this.
Try something. But anyways, Wednesday though there's no show because I have my blood donation as usual. Then on Friday, which is kind of making up for the Wednesday loss, because it was the only day that I could work getting Andrew Seidel on the show, who you guys probably know. He's the author of this fucking great book that I'm about halfway through reading, The Founding Myth. Which is an excellent book about the myths that are being perpetrated by today's fundamentalists about how, the U.S. was founded under Christianity and all that nonsense when it wasn't. Anyway, so he's going to be Friday, January 10th at 1 p.m. It's going to be an early day. I actually booked the day off to do this because I think it's that important to have Andrew on. So then I've got... you guys familiar with Cordial Curiosity? Mr. Reed Nice Wonder will be on the 15th. Sarah Michelle, the trans girl from what the hell is she now? Is she in England, I think, or something? No, Australia, I think she lives now. Anyway, that's going to be a good one. Paula Gia will be on my show on the 20th of January. Finally landed Paul, even though I've been bugging him for over a year to do it.
That's a hot ticket.
Yeah.
All the good ones on days I'm gonna be doing stuff. Shit.
Oh, sorry, buddy. But I also got Atheist Pastor
That's all right.
on 22nd, Mr. Bear on the 25th. Then I'm going to be off for a week because I have first aid training days on January 27th and January 29th because they want me to be level 2 industrial first aid at where I work. So, and then Booleanator will be on February 3rd. Cheshire Vic will be on February 5th. And then the Saturday on February 8th, I'll have One Ring, who I think is in the chat. Crazy Catnip is going to be on the 10th. Steve-O the Sane will be on the 12th. Vagrant Sam, another Aussie, will be on the 15th. And you guys might know Stephen Tiger from Twitter. Really, really smart guy, author as well. He'll be on the 17th. Pirate Kitty will be on the 19th, and the amazing Lloyd Evans will be joining me on Saturday, February 22nd. And one of the hosts of the Atheist Experience, Jenna Belk, will be joining me on the 24th. And of course, MathPig, who is in the chat, I can still see him there, will be joining me February 26th. Richard Carrier was going to be joining me on the 4th of March. And of course, Chris will be joining me the Saturday, March 7th.
Looking forward to it.
And Dragnet Silvis will be joining me on the 11th. And X from Utah Outcasts will be joining me on the 14th. And Felicia, also of Utah Outcasts, will be joining me April 4th. And Kyle Steenblick, which is also on Utah Outcasts, will be joining me on the 9th of March because he wanted to get in before X. So he took the 9th of March. Said, I know he's going to try and bullshit about me, so I'm going to get in before he can. Kind of thing, right? So there's a lot of really cool people coming up on the show.
And yes, Neil is booking into March and April.
Yeah, I'm already booking into March and April now.
That's awesome.
People are coming to me now, which is really cool. Yeah, Tarzan, who's in the chat, said Nice Wonder is good. Yeah, he's really good at the street epistemology, which is something. Actually, when I first started my channel, I thought I was going to be doing something along the lines of street epistemology, but then I thought, you know what? I need to do something that's, I think, might be a little bit more helpful, because street epistemology is great and I love it. And I'm friends with Anthony Magnabosco, and he's been on the show, of course. And he's going to take me with him on one of his adventures when I'm down in Texas, which is I'm looking forward to. I just think that knowing or getting people to talk about how and why they left religion is a lot more helpful to people that might be fence sitters, right? And to know that a lot of them don't know that they can leave their belief system because they're afraid that am I the only one that thinks this way? I hear this quite a bit. And when they realize that there's a group of us, oh, what do you got there? I see a floof. What's going on, Chris? What? We got some floof here. No, there we go.
That's Bailey. That's one of this is the script writer for my show. Yeah. So if you watch my show, at the end of my shows, I have credits, and Bailey is in the show. She's the script writer.
Oh, hi, Bailey.
So she's wonderful.
Adorable.
But if I'm not careful, she'll stick her tongue all the way in my ear, all the way from one side to the other.
You see it coming out the other side?
Yeah. It's just how she is. And if you let her get too close to any of your orifices, man, she's going for
Shoving her tongue in there.
Yeah, it's just love.
I like the way street epistemology is, in a sense, when you're in that one-on-one scenario and you're trying to actually convince that one person that maybe their ideas are a little bit off, a little bit whatever, but at the same time,
next subway train to New York.
There's two different types of ways of convincing people. There's the type where you're debating on the stage and you're trying to convince people through a debate.
That's not epistemology, though.
And then there's the epistemological way where you're trying to figure out what they know, how they know, and all other sort of stuff. And I think that works in a one-on-one.
Yes. Yes.
Whatever. And I think
yes. Getting people to think about why they believe what they believe is very useful.
I think it may suit people, especially like in this debate, this today's issue with where we have a lot of political sort of problems, especially with the Republicans and in American politics, etc. Maybe it could help people understand, where problems are with the Republican Party, why it's, why some of the things that they
this is funny.
Republicans believe are just whatever bullshit,
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. Epistemology is a great tool.
Although I agree with the other side too, when you're trying to get traffic to your channel and you're trying to convince large numbers of people that to see to change minds through just seeing the data and so forth.
Well,
It's
talk to Dan.
so
Talk to
interesting.
Objectively
Yeah,
Dan. He had that conversation with Anthony Magnabosco. And of course, Anthony caused him to think about what he believed. And now he's an atheist and he runs his own show, Truth Wanted, right?
Yeah.
Which I co-hosted one time terribly, I might add, because my internet cut out. But he's going to have me back on at some point, because now that I've got this absolutely fantastic machine, I don't have to worry about being cut off again. Because my processor speed is up to par now. And I mean, Alienware makes great products. Everyone says, you're not a gamer. What do you have in Alienware? I said, it's all about streaming, buddy. It's all about streaming. And I do game, so fuck you.
When I got this confused, I've got a beast of a gaming machine, and that I
Nice.
built it for gaming, and with the notion that in the future-ish, I would be doing exactly this, streaming.
Yeah.
So I brought it up here yesterday, started doing the thing. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Of course, whenever I need to play a game, though, I got my thing.
Yeah. Well, I've got a guy that comes into my after parties quite often, whose name is the Bible Belt Atheist. And that's all he does is sit here and play games while he's in here with us.
Right here.
Although I give it the entertainment value for sure, because I like the cars that he has and he runs around driving around and stuff. Or I believe BBA, you've done Star Wars stuff too, right? With the lightsaber shit.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah, I was watching this stuff earlier. Like, it's just heads, and then you've got that game down there to watch. I'm like, turn, dude, turn.
You think of this stuff, yeah. Just start randomly blurting it out and just, wait, no. Oh. Yeah, I'm actually getting an N64 simulator and the little USB port that you can plug the actual controllers into.
Yeah.
Because when I was down in Texas last time, I played against, you guys might know him, Genetically Modified Skeptic. Drew, I played against him on Mario Kart, and he beat me 7 out of 8 times.
Wow.
So, yeah,
geez.
I know. I'm just like, fuck this shit. I'm getting the simulator. I'm going to practice up again, because I used to be really good at it. But apparently it's not like riding a bike. You can forget about shit. And then I'm like trying to do the whole what do they call that? Like the drifting thing where it says V and you're trying to scoot around. And man, I was like, I suck at this now. It's been so long.
Yeah. I was playing with my friend and his kids. It was one of those Halo games. Man, we had the controllers and it was doing really well. Then a few years later, I was telling the wife about it. I was like, man, let me show you this game. It's really cool. I was a badass. I was just slaughtering them. And I dropped it in and started playing. I was ass kicked. I was like, what the hell? Something's wrong with this controller.
Yeah, it's always the controller. Fucking controller.
What the hell with that?
It's never human error, right?
Yes, I have an emulator. I like to play Metroid.
Metroid's fun. Yeah.
Old, and there's Metroid is great, but there's this group that came out with third-party Metroid. It's like all the things you really wanted the old Metroid to be. That is a wonderful game. It's really good.
Cool.
Yeah. If you're into that sort of thing. Yeah.
Sure. Wait, Tarzan wanted to know something here. Hang on. Let's see. I love the name Tarzan too. It's great. Truth Wanted, and then IQ. Why did you say Ask Neil? What was that in reference to?
Oh, it was Tony that was asking if you ever interviewed or heard of Nathan Ormond.
I haven't even heard of Nathan Ormond. I will
Neither here.
Well, I should look into this. Who is he from a weird cult or something, or?
I don't know. He's asking me if you know somebody. I'm like, ask Neil. I don't fucking know.
No, Tony, I have not. Talk to me on Twitter. Send me a message or something. And if you know how I can get in touch with this guy, like, should I have him on the show? Like, is this something that should be I should do?
Well, now I'm intrigued. He says you're about to.
I'm about to. You have to.
The call's coming from inside the house.
Right, it's not creepy at all.
Canadian Catholic. Tarzan. Oh yeah, Aaron's fantastic, man. I've hung out with Aaron He's a great guy. I have a picture of him and I standing next to each other at this a spicy noodle restaurant in Dallas, Texas. And somebody said, "You guys look like, instead of Sons of Anarchy," he goes, "You guys look like the Sons of Atheism." There's the two of us with the hair and big ass builds because we're like the same size pretty much. And you don't do Twitter? I thought you did do Twitter. Oh, okay. Tony, you do Facebook though, correct? Because I know I've talked to you somewhere outside of here, I'm sure.
Tony is in the realm of Discord. That's his home.
Okay.
More or less.
Well, yeah, then hook up Nathan with my Discord.
See, that's where I got a lot to learn in the Discord thing. I heard MathPig talking about it on his channel the other day, and I'm like, well, I've got it there. If you're familiar with the old Roger Wilco programs or TeamSpeak, that's kind of how I use it. I just pop it up there. I don't have a clue. Other people, it's an entire community when you land in their channels. MathPig's channel is, it's got more people than the small town I grew up in. So, yeah.
That's not surprising. Method's got some great content, so it's not surprising. Yeah, actually, I can't wait to actually have a chat with him too. So, guys, we do have hello, Spartan Theology, welcome. I do have room for one more person if somebody wants to jump in and join the conversation. Unlike BBA here, really only comes in here to game.
No, I would have been working on the EP right now, but that thing has got me so pissed off right now.
Oh, so you're taking out your frustrations on a video game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Did you like what I did for the
Every time I listen to the vocal stuff, I just cannot help myself from laughing whenever you come up.
Raging Atheist. Hey, Naka, you should jump in. Naka, you should jump in here.
Get him in here.
Yeah, Naka's always game.
I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back, guys.
No problem.
Have you guys heard the updates from
Use the Force, Pikachu.
Lately? Have you guys heard any updates from Atheist lately?
From Shay?
Yeah.
I don't think so. A couple of days ago, I spoke to her. Well, not spoke to her, but I had interacted with her. She, her situation, right? And what she's been going through, right? Okay. No. Oh, you're writing a script? Oh, take a break for fuck's sake. Oh, okay. MathPig can jump in. Okay, I will send you. I think I have you in my Twitter. Hang on. But why does your hold on? MathPig is your you're way cooler. Hang on here. MathPig, are you as MathPig2 on Twitter? Is that you? Because I heard that there was another one, imposter, that was posing as you. So.
He actually poses as himself.
Okay. That's too bad, Naka. You can't take a break for 20 minutes to... Oh, he's getting the script done tonight. Yeah. I don't want to distract him.
Math Pig squared. It's a math joke.
Oh, I see. Okay, so Math Pig, if that's you, that's Math Pig 2 or whatever squared, I guess we'll say.
I'm talking shit.
Okay.
I have no idea why he did that.
No, I could totally see that. So, yeah, I will. I'm dropping the link in there right now. It is done. If you go to your Twitter messages, I dropped a link.
That reminds me, I saw a meme. It was a package of cubed ham, right? And the label on it, somebody had put Peppa Pig puzzle. I think of that every time I see Math Pig squared. By the way, so
I'm the real Math Pig 2. Wait a minute. Is this? Do you have 2 YouTube accounts and you argue with yourself? Because that could be, I know some psychologists that might be able to help you.
I know somebody else that does that. He might be in the chat.
Shit, how many beer do I have left? I better make sure I got enough for this stream, goddammit. Oh yeah, I got another one in there, so we're good. And I've got like 18 million more in the fridge, so we're good. Okay, that might be an exaggeration. I know you guys have told me a million times, don't exaggerate.
Did we lose Nakatsuchi?
I'm the real Math. Oh, now we got a Math Pig 5? What the fuck is going on? Oh, this is hilarious. Titan
It's Pigception.
Pigception.
Oh.
The person with the best YouTube name ever, Titan Uranus.
What happened to Math Pig? What happened to Math Pig 3 and 4?
We had to kill them. They knew too much.
Don't ask.
Is this the Math Pig show? Apparently it is. It's okay. I dropped the link for you, Math Pig, so I don't know why you're taking your sweet time getting in here, but
Chop chop, grasshopper.
yeah, no kidding.
Math Pig show.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't believe Raging Atheist will be coming on when he's buckling down and he's trying to get a script done. Even though he's saying that and he pops up into a YouTube chat, he is fucking on it and he is trying to get some shit done, and he will not be squared away from that mission. He is fucking determined to get that shit done, and he needs inspiration. That's why he popped into the chat real quick.
That's awesome.
That's okay.
He does amazing work, so I'll give him a pass on whatever the fuck he says he needs to do.
I've been building my channel like mad over the last month, trying to get videos out, and then Christmas came along. I wanted to drop videos for Christmas, and I wanted to do this and that. I totally get the whole being covered up, and I'm a scripter too, so I script my weekly shows. And oh yeah, I get you.
I don't script shit.
Yeah,
you can't really script what I do. I just go off and see them. I have questions in mind that I want to ask, and that's all I do. I go.
One of these days, you ought to pop in, Neil, in the morning. If you're off or something, you ought to pop in and hang out with me on the little morning thing.
I will do that if I can. Absolutely, I can't do it at work because they're really clamping down on. They say that I'm abusing my phone privileges on the floor when I'm
funny that.
Even when I'm listening, because I use the work phone to listen to all the shows, right? I plug it into my little Bluetooth speaker, and I just listen to it as I'm working. And then I'll hear something, I'll turn around and type a little something in while I'm listening. But yeah, but if they catch me using my own phone, then I'm in trouble.
So we got Math Pig 1, 2, 5, and now Infinity.
Well, yeah, the Infinity one is the legit Math Pig.
Yeah, this is me.
Covers them all.
Hey, Matt Pig.
Hello. No, I had 2, and then someone dared me to get another one, and then it got a little out of control, and I think there's like 6 Math Pigs now.
I think the first place I came across you, well, that could be misconstrued. The first place I ran into you, we'll say, was on one of was God the Good One chat or streams.
Yeah. I think that's the first time we interacted. I knew of you before you knew of me because you were way more famous. But that's the first time we probably talked was God the Good One. Yeah. I was shocked that you followed him. You just appeared out of the blue. It was like, what the fuck?
I love the guy. I think he's hilarious. I've been trying to get him to come on and do the show for quite some time. But he says, the atheist community doesn't like me. I'm like, I wouldn't be so sure of that. You get good mentions from many of the people I know. So.
But in saying that, there's some things that God says that wouldn't land well in the community too. But he's been on a couple of times in after parties with mine. Like,
yeah, I even if he could just do that, like jump into an after party, that would be fantastic. But of course, he's got his whole. He's married too, right? So he's got his whole.
Oh yeah, he's got Mary, but I don't know if you've seen like 2 or 3 months ago the walk home, like took them 2 hours to walk home, and the 2 of them were absolutely blocked. And Mary doxed him, doxed the wife, doxed the children, doxed where they lived.
Oh shit!
He was
I
like,
didn't
"Would you
see that."
shut up?" And she was like, "Nobody fucking cares."
Well, he's got quite a few followers though, man. He's got like what 6,000 something subscribers.
Yeah, he's got plenty of followers, but then he gets his mates to rewatch the videos over and over again until he got to like 1,000 to get the the time and the views.
It's funny because I do that for a lot of the people that I'm in the community with too. I'll take my devices and start hitting play on a bunch of their videos just so they get more watch time, which includes you too, Chris, and everyone else that does these videos, including BBA. And I think I've even let one of yours run too, Math Big. So I do that because I think the views are important in the algorithms for people to get.
The views are a hell of a lot more important. I'm a guy that likes graphs and the analytics. It's you need more views than you need subscription.
Yeah. And those that watch all the way to the end or to watch the longest, that's important too.
Yes, it
is. What it is. You know what it is that's actually important? It's the viewer watch
view time.
I forget what it's called. But it's basically the average watch time throughout the whole video. And the idea is that if you can attain more than 60% of your average watch time at the end of your video, then you're going to get all your shit.
I stream sometimes for 5 hours. Nobody's going to watch 60% of 5
hours. I've had after parties go that long.
You have to have 60%. You start off with 100% and you're supposed to end with 60%.
Well, average that's why I let these videos run in the background sometimes, right? So that they do get the 60% or better.
Yeah, right? It's all down to the view time. And even thumbs down, thumbs up, it all fucking works like.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to get I don't know if you guys are familiar with Creaky Blinder. If you're not, check the channel out.
Man, the last time you mentioned him, I put the link in the chat. He is quite good.
Oh, he's quite good. And he goes, "Who told you I was an atheist?" I go, "Dude, you've even made fun of Jesus and shit on your shows. I'm kind of just assumed you were at least agnostic." And he admitted that he is more of an agnostic than he is an atheist.
Most people are. Once they get once people get to a certain age and they realize, most people end up there.
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean, the whole agnosticism thing, we can't really know. How can you know? Well, first of all, like Chris Shelton and I were talking earlier, how do you disprove something that's never been proven? So, it's kind of one of those things. So I'm not going to completely write off the possibility that there's some fucking massive entity out there somewhere. But it really, the so-called
your life like there is that right?
Yeah, well, the so-called evidence that's been produced so far is completely, utterly unconvincing, at least to me. So I'm going to live my life like those things don't exist. Like I'm going to write this one off like I've done all the other deities ever proposed in human history as being, mythological rather than real.
Yeah,
I think. Neil, I think there's a way that I described it in the video that I did one time, is that it's kind of like a dictionary sort of way, and that you're really debunking it from a dictionary perspective, but you're also taking in science into debunking that dictionary, sort of the dictionary, definition, so to speak. So what it is that you're saying that everything has to be natural within society, and that if God is supernatural, then if society is natural, then God can't exist because of,
the lumberjack. Yeah, no, you're right, though. I think you're right, Pikachu.
Yeah, you would have to say that if God is defined as something as an entity that is supernatural, and we define everything within science or everything within reality as being as something as natural, then you would have to say that by definition, once it becomes natural, it's no longer could be defined as God.
We need to go fund me to buy Pikachu and Mike. Dude, I don't think you realize just how terrible it sounds.
Dude, it's rough.
Does anybody else like gritting their teeth every time he speaks?
It's making my eyes water. It literally was making my eyes water.
It's harsh.
So crackly and so high pitched. It was like, why am I tearing up? Am I sad for him? Oh no, it's painful.
Now that you mention it. Pikachu, you got to figure out what the connection issues are with that thing because it's pretty bad.
Brutal.
Did it just start?
No, it's been this way since he went to that new system.
Oh,
I don't know if there may be a loose connection within the
browser itself because I'm hearing.
I don't know how a browser would do that, but
well, I did have a problem when I used Zoom the first time since I had the setup done. I lost all mine. Now, it didn't come in crackly, but I could hear everyone and they could hear me, but I couldn't hear them.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I cleared my cache, I cleared my cookies, but it turned out that I just had to factory reset Chrome. That was it.
Oh, Look into that, Pikachu. Maybe there's a factory reset for the for your Firefox browser. I don't like Firefox personally, but
I like Firefox on my phone, but I prefer Chrome on the computer.
Yeah, me too.
No, well, the reason why I use Firefox is to download different videos that I want to use for my projects and stuff.
You can do that with Chrome.
No, you can't.
I do it all the time.
I do too. There's a plugin for Chrome.
Yeah. You can use,
There's an app for that.
There's an
app.
app.
Get the audio, unless you got to make sure.
I got to find the app that. Wait, I'm not going to get into that right now.
Yeah, me too.
You needed like uninstall. See right there where you're sitting, Pikachu. If you just install Chrome,
is what I'm saying. You can't download it and then put it into your editor and then edit it.
No, you'd have to save it and then take it from the save point. Like, put it into a file, then take the file and put it into your editing. It's easy, man.
You're doing it off of Firefox.
All right, fair enough.
As you wish.
I haven't at this point seen MathPig steer somebody wrong when it comes to solving technical issues.
Yeah, that's true.
That's purely because I have fucked about with because it's happened to me. I'm just like 3 months ahead of everybody. That's all it is.
Well, no, an expert is somebody who knows more of what not to do.
I'm just looking at what BBA is doing. He's pissed. He's just driving through everything.
Your situation
That's how my wife drives.
If I was in your situation right now, Pikachu, I would just download Chrome, take the link, open it in Chrome, and then leave in the Firefox one and go straight into the Chrome one. And just keep Firefox as your main browser, but just for StreamYard, use bloody Chrome, man.
Yeah.
No, what I plan on doing is I plan on probably using Bing to do that.
Bing is terrible.
Well, if he's just going to use it for the stream, and that's all he does. But if it's just a matter of closing your browser, opening another browser, Bing, and getting another link,
yeah,
it would be worth it.
Just give it a try, man.
Please, man, do it for us all. You're killing me here. I can't take it anymore.
That's a great accent, Chris. That's the best American I've heard do an Irish accent. It's not fucking the leprechaun from Lucky Charms.
Thank you.
That's my Irish is the Lucky Charms.
There's nobody over here sounds like that. Nobody.
Oh no, I know. I always think of the old what was it, O'Darby and the Little People Disney movie from back in the day.
Yeah.
Where he's trying to catch the little leprechaun guy.
And you
listen to them talking, you can't even understand half of what they're saying because it's so thick, almost Gaelic. It's just
well, there is some parts of the country that even I, like Cork and outside Dublin and things like that, I would be like, what are you saying?
I made a commercial, and I'm not going to look for it now. I made a little audio clip commercial, and it was for Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys. And so, sorry, Neil.
Holy fuck, man. Sorry, folks. I almost spewed the camera with some beer. But,
so if I can find that.
Yeah, if you find that, let us know.
I'll share
that
with
sounds
you,
funny as shit.
Chris, we have a running joke over here during the summer when it's very warm. It's like you're sweating like a priest in a Barney suit.
Oh shit! I got to use that one. That's fucking fantastic.
Writing it down.
You used to write things. I use my notepad app.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm a big time nerd. Actually, for those of you who don't know, I had an IT business for over a decade, so I'm a nerd, but I still write.
See, this I have to do. All my scheduling is on this little.
Oh yeah, but but then I've got notepad after notepad after notepad. So if I write it down, anyway, yeah, I write things that then later I'll put it in the computer.
Fucking notepads everywhere.
Yeah.
And then my mother bought me one for Christmas last year, and I still haven't used it because it's so nice and all wrapped in leather and everything with a binder and all, and I haven't used it for over a year because it's so pretty.
Yeah. I just want to point something out here that was in the chat. I don't know if you guys heard about this.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's crazy shit, man. Holy crap. But well,
when you look at the odds, I didn't realize. I was oblivious as to how many people this has happened to, how many hundreds and hundreds of priests in Boston area alone. I mean, just so it's bound to happen. There's bound to be more of them out there who are going to. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
It happens a lot more than people actually realize.
Probably so. Yeah, this got a lot of press because with the crucifix down the throat. I think if I remember right, was it also in jail where it happened?
I'm not entirely sure. No, this teen. I guess.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's because of the way that the priest was a sexual predator with this kid that he had enough eventually and just killed this guy with a crucifix. Really apropos, if you ask me.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Fitting.
Yeah.
Well, you get what you get.
It's sad, really.
Yeah.
Pikachu's having issues. He keeps trying to jump back in, but I see him for a sec, then he disappears. Then I see him for a sec, then he disappears.
His other browser may not be liking it. I don't know, man, but that other was rough.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Really, really hard to hear him properly.
Okay, so I'm a little new to the atheist sphere verse. So Pikachu is different. Pikachu is a gay atheist, I guess, according to his sign, but he's not the
gay atheist.
They're two different people, right?
That's right, yes.
Okay, just a second.
And he makes that distinction with his name. Okay, let's see if this works.
Okay, so I tried to load it in.
We're hearing the explanation. He tried to load it in the other one. Didn't work. I saw you keep popping in and out, popping in and out, popping in.
Yeah.
Kind of like the old place I used to live with.
The screen.
Pikachu, are you a flat earther? Because usually flat earthers can't get the connection to work.
Randolph.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe if we prayed. Let's get prayed together.
Kind of with Tony on this. I think they should let that kid loose in all the other parishes. Get rid of all the fucking creeps.
I don't think the internet would work if the earth was flat.
This kind of reminds me of when I was a little kid and I was watching the Peter Pan, kind of a live version of Peter Pan on TV.
Yes.
And the girl's going, if we all clap your hands and wish for Tinkerbell to live, she'll live. Kind of thing. It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
And I think Peter Pan was being played by Sandy Duncan, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I don't even know. Some of you may not even know who the fuck Sandy Duncan is, but we're going back a ways because it's probably 70s. And she played Peter Pan in the live show that they eventually put on TV, which was kind of cool. But
sounds like a terrible porn name.
Sandy Duncan? Holy shit, man. I've never even thought of that before. Sandy Duncan. She's a little on the rough side.
Rough.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Just putting it out there.
Is she still alive? I haven't even checked to see if she's still alive.
I'm gonna got the power of Google verse here. Let's
exactly.
I think she had a glass eye, didn't she?
I'm not entirely sure, so I'm not the right person to ask.
Sandy Duncan.
I think I have heard something about that before.
Yeah, Sandra K. Duncan, 73 years. I guess she's still alive.
73. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. It doesn't say if she's got a glass eye. I can probably find out if we want.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
There's got to be like a glasseye.com or something.
Yes, she does. So we'll move on. Moving on, and we're walking.
Well, on the glass eye topic, when I was a cook at a pizza joint out here in Richmond, there's this guy that used to come in with his wife, and he had a glass eye. And every once in a while, he would get really, really drunk, and he'd start playing pranks on people by putting his glass eye, like he'd rinse it off, and then he'd drop it in their drink. And they'd pick up their drinks, like, oh my God! And then they'd see this glass eye, and he'd just start laughing at him and stuff. Kind of a nasty thing to do to people.
That's kind of nasty.
I thought that was going to turn into another Neil poke the eye out story.
Oh, no. I've only done that once 100% successfully, and then the second time almost successfully. So, yeah.
Neil, you're lucky you never ran into somebody with a glass eye that you tried to pop their eye out. You're like, and they're like, joke's on you, motherfucker, and then like keep beating you.
Yeah, and then they hit me with the bat and all that. Yeah.
Go Full Metal Jacket on them. I will gouge your eyeball out in the skull. Fuck you.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I saw that.
Since we're on the topic.
But now, since Daily Atheist is kind of new, I'm not sure if he's aware of the running joke behind Neil and his eye popping out thing.
I'm not.
He's not. He's not kidding.
Oh, so Neil's got an eye popping out fetish kind of thing.
Not a fetish. It's a certain skill set.
You think the lady does protest too much?
I would
pop your eyeball out of your eye socket. You have to do it now. You've been called out
for free.
No. I don't do it myself. I don't pop my own eyes out. I use it as a defensive technique when I was a bouncer at a lot of clubs that I worked at. And I've had a guy come at me with a bat before, and he was really, really drunk. So when he reached back with the bat to try it, I just took my thumb, popped it right here, and you can pop a guy's eye out real quick and easy. Wow. And then you just when he's looking at the ground with one eye and you with the other one, the fight's over. So you basically I always have I had a buddy bring me a glass of tepid water, and he put the eye in. Luckily for this guy, there was an ambulance team at the Overweighty food store right there, and they picked him up and took him to the hospital.
Mental note: don't fuck with Neil. Writing that shit down.
It's a lot more painful putting it back in than it is having it popped out, because it happens so quickly.
Oh, yeah. You say it hurts more?
It hurts more putting it back in than it does when I pop it out, because it happens so quickly. Yeah. But when they put it back in, they're using these little tongs, and they got to actually squeeze it back in there, and it hurts like fuck.
I'm pretty sure they put anesthetics in there though too.
Probably.
Reminds me of Jakar from Babylon 5.
Yeah.
All the cool people got that one. Sorry. Carry on.
I don't need that imagery. Can't grab your... Oh, my goodness. What are you talking about, Titan?
Yeah. He's trying to get me to say their name, and I refuse to say their name. I refer to them as Moon Planet. I think we should all just start calling them Moon Planet. Titan is a moon, and I'm not going to say the other one. I nearly did say it.
You almost did.
But yeah, one's a moon, the other's a planet. Damn it. Nearly said it.
There you go. Don't fall for it, Math Pig. Don't fall for it.
No. I'm going to be the only
for
one
his evil tricks.
You know what? You know what you do? Math Pig, wait till his birthday, and then you can say it for a birthday present.
There you go.
Well, I actually know when their birthday is, and it's a wee while away. So
there you go. Make it special. Whisper it. Titan Uranus.
Oh, there you go.
Jeez, Chris, you should get into ASMR.
Chris, you're supposed to say you're watching right before that.
Anus MR.
sure they have something like that. I'm pretty sure they have like naughty ASMR. They've got to.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's how it started.
Well, no, it did. I can't. What the fuck does ASMR even mean? It's some crazy ass shit.
Was there not a YouTube channel that did a random ASMR game where they would put something at the front of ASMR and search it on YouTube and see if it popped up? And they were usually right, just random things. They would just type in and they would get it.
No, maybe, but it stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Whatever the fuck.
People using big words. There's just somebody said, you know what? Let's find some big freaking words and just jam in here, and we'll call it that. I thought it had to do with sound and auditory and
and it gives you tingly stimulation
I
type
guess
stuff.
so.
And I actually do listen to it from time to time. I like it when they read the stories and stuff, and that always helps me go to sleep. So when I find I'm having issues trying to fall asleep, I'll usually put one of them on. Just somebody reading a book or a story or something, and that puts me to sleep like that.
Well, for other people, I guess it's some of the things I've listened to with the ASMR is people chewing or people and as I'm building this channel and I'm working on things, I got to tell you, audio is the bane of my existence. It probably sounds bad now. I blessed it. I prayed over it. I Jedi mind tricked on it. And so I'm sitting here and as I'm talking, I am talking. I can hear every little. I don't know the way some people do it.
There is a program for that, Chris. Voice Meter Banana. Sit and play with that.
He's telling you to play with your banana, Chris.
I don't know, Chris. If you're worried about your audio right now, the bar's set pretty low.
Little subtle dig at Pikachu there.
I think you're doing all right, man.
Tarzan says we need an atheist ASMR show. Well, these Yetis, you can actually do that with. You can do the whole stereo sound. You can whisper in one side and then the other side.
Yeah.
So you could do that with these things.
I got a mic off Amazon by Sudatech for £50 sterling, and I think it sounds pretty good. And it's the same as yourself. You can go here, and you can change it up and down, and go round in circles, and make it louder, and go up against the mic really quietly like that.
You're trying to put me to sleep?
Depends what I say.
That's true too.
I just now saw Titan's comment. Yeah.
Which one?
You are welcome about the whispering makes it better.
Oh, yeah.
No charge this time.
When he does his compilation, he's going to put you right at the very end, Chris, just because of that. I'm working on one of them too, and I've got like 6 or 7, well, maybe not even 6 or 7 people. And I don't know, you've seen Rory Herbert in the chat, Chris, haven't you? In my chat, sometimes he's got like a green symbol with a triangle on it. He's very British.
No, I haven't. But, I've only been in your room once. So, I will be coming in the future.
Oh, yeah. Well, I subscribed to you then that day, and I set the alerts to all the bells tonight. But yes. Rory, for an absolute joke, came in and actually sang "You're watching Math Pig, you're watching Math Pig," and sang it in a really British accent, and it was just absolutely hilarious. It's so funny.
That's awesome. I can only do accents in short little bursts,
Well, I have to say your non-leprechaun one was very, very good for an Irish one. And for Tony Designs in the chat, Tony likes it whenever I say, "Get away from me, Lucky Charms."
Get away from me. Yeah. Well, whenever me and the wife will go out and we'll go to a Chinese restaurant and they'll bring us our food and they'll be talking to us, the Chinese person there. And I'll start kind of talking back to them like they talk, not on purpose. I don't mean to do it. I just kind of do it. And with you right there in the channel.
That's the wrong one. What the hell? Sorry.
I love doing the Irish accents, the Scottish accent, which is just Irish drunk with an R. And then, I enjoy it. I like it.
Tickling balls. I don't even know where to go with that.
I've been trying to get Eric from Talk Heathen to do an ASMR of him just whispering.
Because he does it on Talk Heathen, for fuck's sakes.
Perfect. Perfect. If you've ever seen his, he has a Twitch gaming channel, and like he'll be playing and he'll be like, perfect. It's quality. I guess you gotta hear it.
Tony, always after me, Lucky Charms.
Always after me, Lucky Charms.
Nobody talks that way.
Nobody does actually talk this way. We all talk with our own little accents from everywhere, but it's a standard Irish accent.
That's right. I have a Canadian accent, apparently. Sorry about
that. As you would be, yes.
Yeah. We're sorry about everything. Oh, geez, I keep hitting my microphone now. Sorry, microphone.
Well, I saw a meme the other day that said, Canada should take over the world, then everyone would be sorry.
Yeah, that's like, was it Paul Gias that shared that one? I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Amazing
things you learn on the interwebs.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Hearts, stars, and horseshoes and clovers. Hearts, stars, horseshoes, and clovers. Even when I was a little kid, the mushrooms were too sweet. The marshmallows were too sweet for me. Marshmallows. The marshmallows were always too sweet for me as a kid. Yeah.
I hated Lucky Charms. I didn't like the little marshmallows that they put in cereal because I always thought they tasted like fucking styrofoam. So.
And it had the soulless ginger on the box.
And they do that little squeak when you bite into them.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. I hated them. I hated that shit. All the cereals that I ate was either like Cocoa Pebbles or some shit like that.
Mm. I like the honeycombs, but it was like the roof of your mouth after 2 or 3 bowls was just done, 2
or 3 bowls.
Yeah. I
just ate the whole fucking box.
Right. Yeah, you just sit down and just.
We had to. It's the only way to get to the prize at the bottom, right?
I'm 6'3", 230 pounds. I was a 6'3", 230 pound 16-year-old. I ate a lot of cereal. That was my favorite food. Yeah, cereal.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
I even threw a cold cereal dinner party one time. Where people came over to 18 different types. Like we went down to the US because they had a lot better sugary, crappy cereal down there.
Right.
And I came back through the border and the guy goes, "Do you have anything to declare?" I go, "Yeah, I got about 10 boxes of cereal." And he goes, "What?" I go, "It's a long story. We're having a dinner party. It's themed. It's cold cereal Saturday morning cartoon dinner party thing."
Love it. That's wonderful.
Right?
It didn't sound exciting until you said Saturday morning cartoons. Now you've got me.
Right.
And we had them all on videotape. We'd put them in on the videos and we'd play the old Scooby-Doos and the old Laugh Olympics and all the old Saturday morning cartoons. And people, it was great. We had like 6 or 7 people and we're all eating like Mr. T cereal or Cookie Crisp or all the chunky old cereal that you used to eat as a kid. And it was fantastic. It was a really good time. And the guy at the border is just like, "Did you just say 10 boxes of cereal?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh, and 4 gallons of milk. And he's like, "Just get the fuck out of here." He just went through. He didn't even make us pay duty on it or anything. It was crazy.
There is actually,
he came out to see it because he didn't believe me. And I showed him. He's like, "Holy fuck, go ahead."
There's a YouTube channel called 80s Cartoon Man or something. I can't remember. I can never remember the exact name of it, but he uploads old, even the black and white Popeye and all from the 1920s, everything the whole way right up, all the old classic cartoons, Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd and all that there. And some of the Popeye ones I watched as a child, and it was like, oh my goodness, this is quite racist. This would not be on TV right now.
Yeah, you look at the old, what was it? The old Dick Tracy, where he had the old watch thing and he could talk, and he had like the foreign agents, like the Asian guy or the Mexican guy, and they were all stereotypical, and it would be considered quite racist today.
I don't remember that now. You're maybe showing your age, Neil. I do remember the movie dressed in
I'm old. You do? Oh, where it was all primary colors, the red, the blue, and the yellow.
And
you're joining us finally.
In the live action movie, yeah, I remember that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had a cartoon too, and they had Mumbles and Flathead or Flat Top or whatever the fuck they call them. And
I can hardly remember Dick Tracy. It's not one of them movies, and I'm a fan of really bad, really low budget movies. But I
like the old. Have you seen? Was it Kung Fury? Have you seen that yet?
It's Kung Pao.
No, Kung Fury. It was a badly made movie. I was one of the Kickstarter people that helped
Oh no, well then no, I've never seen that. I was thinking of Kung Pao, where his tongue is actually the special one.
No.
Do you remember that movie? Have you ever seen it?
Yes, I've seen Kung Pao. It's pretty funny too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I have a copy of Kung Fury that I can give to you. It's a digital copy because I got it because I was a supporter of making the movie, because it's your classic early 80s over the top movie with a cop who knows, and they've got like fucking Vikings riding dinosaurs. It's all kinds of crazy shit in it.
Brilliant.
Great.
No, that sounds
I can send you a copy of it too through Dropbox or something if you want.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I use the Google Drive. It's quite handy.
Google Drive. Yeah, I can do that too through Google Drive.
Well, whatever it works for you, I can just download it.
Oh yeah, I'll throw it up there and then I'll send you the link and you can download it because it's hysterical.
I do have to say though, man, Fur Jews with the band. I have listened to them at work. I had them on in the car on the way home, and one of the guys that I work with broke down, and he's not a big sort of guitar metally sort of fan or whatever, and he was like, "That's pretty good. Who's that? Is that Iron Maiden or whatever?" And I said, "No, that's one of the YouTubers." Because I would listen to an awful lot of Iron Maiden, you see, and he has no idea about any of that. I would listen to Iron Maiden and Rammstein and stuff to and from work. It gets you going first thing in the morning, Mm-hmm. And he didn't.
Wait, you were playing my tunes?
Yes.
Oh wow!
I have the phone wired into the car, so I can play YouTube, SoundCloud, or anything like that through the speakers in the car. And I would usually listen to Spotify or YouTube or whatever, and play Iron Maiden or Rammstein would be my two most populars. And not that he compared you to Iron Maiden, but he was like, "Is that Iron Maiden?" And I was like, "No, that's one of the guys that's fucking on the YouTube."
Douchebag Canadian dude I know.
No, it's pretty, man. For Jews, it's definitely a hell of a lot better than anything I could do.
He's pretty good for a Canadian. We've got some good musicians here, man. Rush, come on.
Well, I don't know. I don't put you as a Canadian. I put you in the same basket as most of the other people out here would be Americans. So I don't know if that's an insult.
Why would you say that to him? That's just
Canadians
mean.
Are Americans.
They are Americans.
Right?
I would rather go to Canada than go to America. I went to America once, and I did go. I'm not going to put America.
I love America, man. It's just you got to find the right people to hang out with.
My dad had a timeshare, and we stayed like 3, whatever you call them, 3 complexes up from Disneyland in Florida, and I just wanted to shoot everybody around me. I can understand. The only person I got on with was a guy an Egyptian fella who has the same name as me, and he was our designated taxi driver for the complex. And because we were Irish, we generally stayed up longer than everyone else. So he became our personal chauffeur after 2:30, 3 in the morning, and we got on well with him. And he was from Egypt, so.
I've been to Egypt. It's a cool place.
Yeah, I can understand if you lived in Orlando why people would own AR-15s. It's.
Yeah, there is that.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna head out here. I need to get to bed soon. I'm fucking tired as hell. So
later.
Well, glad you could join us.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you were just playing your game, but you were able to get a couple of words in edgewise. It's always so fun to have you around, though, dude.
Yeah.
Later. Have a good one. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
See you, BBA.
Yeah, BBA. Don't forget to sub to Chris's channel, the Daily Atheist.
Yep.
I subbed to BBA the other day.
Did you? Because him and I think Mills above fucking passed you, didn't he? He hit 500 before you.
Oh yeah, he beat me.
Oh, what a guy.
Oh, Mills. It was from Mills above that I found out about you. I saw a video of his pointing me to you, and I went and subbed to your channel.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Later.
Awesome.
Have a good night.
Yep, thanks. And Pikachu, get your audio fixed because it sounds like shit, to be honest.
No, please lie to us about it. It's crazy because you got a good voice, so we shouldn't have to put up with this fucking New York subway shit going on here.
Have you met Converse Contender, Neil?
This web browser is acting like shit for the audio, or it's that web browser that's not fucking working at all.
For some reason, I keep thinking leaning towards the computer will help me hear him better. I don't know why.
No. Then you just get more.
It doesn't work.
scratchiness. What were you asking me, Matt?
I got earplugs in.
I says Converse Contender is in your chat. Have you met or heard of Converse Contender before?
I do not.
I
have not.
As Tony put it, now I'm quoting Tony, so I can't get shouted at, but he's a dirty Christian.
Dirty Christian? Well, come on now.
I like Converse an awful lot. Converse is one of the more genuine people out there that you could have a conversation with. I know you do deconversion stories, but
maybe in the future we can do his.
maybe. Well, welcome to. Well, this is my after party. My usual videos. This is just what I do after I talk to people. They're Converse contenders. But Chris Shelton was my guest tonight, and he's ex-Scientology, and he had to go because his wife needed him. And as I always say, happy wife, happy life. So he had to take off. But we're just carrying on for a little bit longer. I'll probably go for about another 20 minutes or so, and then I'm going to go have a Saturday night because it's only 6:34 here, and I've still got another 9 beers in my case of beer to drink, so I can go and have some fun tonight.
It's quite.
Welcome to the show.
My woman keeps saying, "The quicker I learn happy wife, happy life, the better off we'll be."
Oh yeah.
But Converse Contender, I would love to have you on the show that I will be doing with Godless Mom. We want to be talking to people who are still believers as well. We'd like to talk to them about why they believe what they believe and how they ended up being convinced to become a believer. So I think that should be that to me is also interesting as well, because I was, not that I've already spoken about it tonight, but I was actually adopted as a baby at 10 days old. I was brought home, and that would have been Halloween Day, actually, or 11 days after I was born. Wait, now Converse is saying that he's actually deconverted. My non-belief reconversion? No, I'm confused. I'm confused.
What does it all mean, Basil?
He reconnected with his disconnection, man. That's what they mean.
Okay, but anyways, if you'd be up for it, we'd love to have you on as a guest on our show when we get it going.
How often is that gonna be a one-off thing, brother? Is that gonna be a regular deal, or how are you gonna
be a regular deal? We'll probably do it twice a month.
Awesome.
Because Courtney's got, she's got a kid and a husband and stuff like that. I mean, really good people. They live literally around the corner from my father in Summerland. So when I'm up in Summerland, I go and hang out and drink beer with Courtney. So
cool.
Yeah.
I follow her on Twitter.
Yeah, Converse, welcome to, you can jump into my Discord if you like, and we can have a conversation there about it.
I'm going to get your Discord as well while I'm here.
Yeah. Well, Tony just dropped it in the chat.
I see that.
But yeah, I like talking to people about what they believe and why. I think it's interesting stuff. I mean, a lot of geneticists or something claim that we actually are genetically predisposed to have these types of beliefs as a survival mechanism in our early years as hominids, right? So there's even now signs of not quite religious, but religious type ritualistic behavior of other hominids that they've been discovering too. So, and like burial ceremonies that Neanderthals had done and stuff like that. So,
and the Neanderthals is a very interesting culture.
Yeah. Math Pig and Tony Designs run my Discord. Yeah, I've got IQ.
I got their Twitter. Because I know Tony doesn't do Twitter, and I know that Converse is on Twitter, and I know that that's the way you work, so I dropped your Twitter.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at 604 Atheist. Yeah, for sure. Friend me there, and I'll follow you back. But yeah, I'm friends with many Christians or believers, we'll say. Like my friend Craig Reed and I, just because they believe something that I don't doesn't mean we can't be friends, right? Because I always say you can still be friends with these people. You just may have different belief systems. But Craig and I do have a connection because we're both musicians. So we talk about music all the time and the concerts that we went to in the 80s, the 90s, that kind of thing, right? So I mean, you can be friends with people that are believers.
Yeah, like Richard is the co-host of my show on a Thursday. Have you heard Richard's ideas? I don't agree with any of them.
actually be on my show, so we're going to be talking to him a little bit about that. So,
yeah,
Richard's got some pretty out there beliefs, but I tell you, fucking what, he has got some fucking respect.
He's a good guy.
Like level 99 respect for people, and it doesn't fucking matter what your beliefs are when you have that much respect for other people and their beliefs. He is just he's an amazing guy, and I don't agree with pretty much damn near anything that he believes, but he's an all right in my book, man, because he is all about respect, and that's where the rubber meets the road.
I don't know, he might shout at me for mentioning this. It happened off stream, and IQ, you know the connection between him and B, yes? Be mindful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know the connection there. Well, she's there at the minute, and whenever we went off stream, he just handed her something, and he went happy birthday, and I was like, oh, is it B's birthday? He went, no. He just randomly spent some time during the day making her something and just give it to her as a present when she come home from work.
Oh,
damn,
that's cool. That
is.
See, he's just a fucking awesome guy, you know.
Yeah, I do like Richard. I didn't know how to take him at first when I first met him, because he was kind of like all over the place with this stuff. But as I've watched him on your show, of course, Meth Pig, and just gotten to talk to him outside of on Twitter and stuff like that, I've really come to like the guy. He's pretty cool, and he's got some out there ideas.
You just can't help but like him.
Yeah, he's just that personable, right? Like he's just that way, and I do like him. I think he's a pretty cool guy. Oh, Tony's, I agree 100%. And I've been getting shit for this one now. I'm finding other, we'll say Christian apologists or fundamentalists have been taking my quote from a thread I was in where I said, you can't 100% know anything. And they're like, are you 100% sure of that? I'm like, look, man, it's a statement of fact. It's not that of course I can't even be 100% sure of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Just say no.
No,
I'm
not
100%
sure.
sure. I'm not 100% sure.
But I can tell you this much: until you can convince me that people actually know things 100% accurately, then I'll believe otherwise. So,
yeah, whenever somebody says I know everything about X, I just instantly jump on them. It's like, that's a fucking wide, broad statement you're making there. Like, I just have to find one thing that disagrees with you, and you're wrong.
Yeah. Although, pointing out the shortcomings of others often makes us feel better about ourselves, doesn't it?
Works for me.
Yeah.
As long as we're honest about it.
Exactly. I'm not perfect in any way. I don't think perfection actually exists. I think it's just another human construct. But they'll argue with you. Well, God is
wife
perfect.
will argue with you. That's for sure.
Yeah, the wife. Yeah, I don't have one anymore, unfortunately.
Well, as it's been said, as our area of knowledge grows, also so does the circumference of ignorance surrounding it.
Yeah, that's true.
Who said that? That cannot have come from Inquisitive and Quandary, just made up there by themselves. Who'd you steal that from?
Actually, that was from a conversation between Albert Einstein and another guy who I can't quite remember his name right now, but it's actually a kind of a phrase. It said that science doesn't know anything. For every question it answers, it causes 10 more questions in its wake.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea surrounding that. Like the more we know, the more we realize we don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, science
that's how it grows. We got to know what we don't know so we can go figure it out. And the more we know, the more we realize that we don't know. So it's that's how we learn.
Yeah.
Science isn't.
There's something I wanted to say about that. Too many people that are religious take science as an absolute. They say, well, science is an absolute position or something like that.
It's not, though. It's a method. That's all it is.
Well, it's coming from people who believe in absolute knowledge.
It's an absolute. Yeah, it's not an absolute. So when they sit back and they say, well, you're not absolutely certain about this, and they look like it needs to be an absolute, and then they realize it's not. You know,
and also how Neil so eloquently puts at the end of each show, people who also blur the line between belief and knowledge and think that they can be the same thing.
That's right. Knowledge is always demonstrable. If you can't demonstrate it, then you don't actually know it.
No.
Or as Aaron Raw likes to say, if you can't show it, you don't know it.
Well, there is, and I might get shit for this, but I don't care. Subjective knowledge.
Yeah, but you just said it. Subjective.
Yeah,
there is
like I just thought of a cat.
Is objective.
I know that I just thought of a cat, and I can't show that to you. I mean, there's probably some MRIs and some brain scans that can show shit like that.
Tell me that you just thought of a cat. I have no reason to disbelieve that. It's
well,
great, you thought of a cat. Super. I'm thinking of another beer.
You have no reason to disbelieve that. But
right.
you don't know that I just thought of a cat.
But it's not.
It's a pretty mundane suggestion that people think of fucking cats all the time. Sure, you thought of a cat. Great, let's move on. But
cat videos make up 80% of YouTube, for fuck's sakes.
But it just comes to the base argument of how we're talking about knowledge. You know, knowledge is something that can be demonstrated, and something that can be knowledge. Like, you believe in something. That can be subjective knowledge. You know that you believe in something, but it's not really knowledge, but you know that you believe in something. And I've tried to push this idea onto several theists that I've had conversations with, like, no, you don't know this, you believe it. And they say, no, I know it. And then, like, I understand you have 100% certainty of what you're talking about, but it is not knowledge. You know you believe in it, and you just can't get them to budge on it. the line between belief and knowledge is completely blurred.
Depends on the believer as well, because sometimes you can get them to bend. I mean, there's some that are very fundamentalist, and there's some that are a lot more looser than others, and they are a lot more willing to understand stuff like that. You just have to feel them out. I mean, and Converse Contender actually made a good point. Can you demonstrate that claim? And I'm assuming you were talking about my claim of people not being able to be 100% certain of anything, because I really don't think you can be, because for all we know, this could be a computer simulation, right? Although I don't really buy into that.
You shouldn't be 100% certain of anything.
No.
There's always that gray area.
Well, no.
You can feel like you're 100% certain, but you really should always leave a little bit of margin of error.
No, there are certain things that I don't really think that that's reasonable to do, and that's when something is either true or it isn't. You don't get a gray area. Something is either, and there's no true for me, and there's no it's my truth or it's an alternative truth. That's
we're getting into the capital T truth thing.
Either true or it is not. That's it. That's the only thing that I look at in a black and white faction.
Yeah, the truth resides regardless of your belief in it or not.
Exactly.
Finding that truth.
Thank you for joining us today, Converse. I look forward to some future interactions. Look forward to chatting with you. It'd be cool.
I've hopped in on a couple of, not really hopped into his streams, but I've been in the chat with a few of his streams. He puts on a decent show.
Oh, I don't doubt it. You know, I can appreciate people as who they are, for the human beings that they are, regardless of what they believe. I find the things that I do like about them. That's all.
Tony bet me one night. Tony bet me one night in the middle of the night that I couldn't fucking set up a Discord forum in X amount of time, and I think I had it like copied in about 15 minutes. I was like, "There you are. There's a Discord. Right, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed now."
You were trying to say something, Pikachu, but your levels are really low too. Yeah. Don't forget that. So,
yeah, the other thing that gets to me is people that use personal experience to justify, you know, something existing or something being, you know, happening, instead of actually using peer-reviewed.
Well, research, etc. Yeah, you're talking about personal experience, and that doesn't even reside in the realm of peer review at all. No. You can't peer review something like personal experience. If you were somebody that was with you, even then it could be a shared hallucination. So
You can't trust personal experience.
No,
because that's as true as it can be to you. But take it from somebody who's done a lot of psychedelics. You cannot trust your brain.
Nope. They don't even allow personal experience in courtrooms anymore. Like eyewitnesses, you need to have something more substantial than that nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been on a beach and seen piers grow legs like a centipede and walk off into the ocean.
Yeah,
and
I've had bushes talk to me, dude, on acid. So,
and not just to shake it off and the pier's still there and oh man, no, the pier was fucking gone. Like it wasn't there anymore. I've seen this shit happen. I know it didn't actually happen, but I've seen it.
Are you serious?
You cannot trust your brain in the right situations.
Anyone else want to share a really bizarre experience on some sort of hallucinogenic drug before I shut her down in 10 minutes?
I have never done any hallucinations.
Maybe next time, Chris says. Well, Chris, man, it was really cool having you jump in, dude. And I would totally jump into your morning shows if I wasn't at work. And maybe because like I said, I took the day off on Friday.
Friday would be the perfect day for me, by the way.
Right, for the Andrew Seidel show on the 10th.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll set my alarm and I'll jump into your show. Well, my alarm's already set because I have to get up at 4 fucking in the morning, right? So
yeah. Well, the way I use right now, I'm currently using Streamlabs for it. So I'll just send you my Skype.
Mm-hmm.
You Skype, I'll Skype you in. We'll do the thing at the place with the stuff, with the people, for the people.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it before that happens.
Excellent.
And we'll get something done because I'd love to jump into your stream.
Awesome.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I'm gonna try to have kind of what I'd like to do is have a guest. It'd be nice to have somebody do it, a different guest host from another show like Math Pig, somebody like that to come and guest host for like a week at a time, possibly.
Sure.
And then I don't know. It's something I'm thinking about planning out, seeing if I can get that to happen.
I can put the word out there for you too.
What time do you stream at, Chris?
It's
Eastern Standard, because I work off use Americans Eastern Standard.
Eastern Standard, it would be 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time,
which would be 5 after me. So that would be 1 p.m.
Yeah, be after lunch or lunchtime for you. Yeah, so
I could do that on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah, however. Normally, I don't do on Sunday because that's the Lord's Day.
Of course, we have to respect that, right?
I work 6 days a week, but I get off at about 12:15 on a Saturday, and I could get home for about 10 to 1. Like I might be a wee bit late.
There you go. Yeah. So if you decide,
why are you respecting the religious stuff? The religious day.
Oh, just to make people ask questions, I guess.
It's the Lord's Day.
It's the Lord's Day. Hey, man, even I get to rest.
I always wondered what an omnipotent being needs with a day of rest, anyways.
Right.
He shouldn't even need one. He's omnipotent, for fuck's sakes.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure, man.
I'll sneak around your next show in the future too. You'll see me around.
Oh, I'm sure. We'll have to hide, guys.
Everybody hide. Here he comes.
Well, that was great. Anyways, yeah, we'll call it a show. It's been a lot of fun. Chris was amazing. Chris Shelton. Was an amazing guest today. He's the very first person that I've had on in that's involved with Scientology. So that was kind of a cool season opener, I think, to have somebody involved with that. And he's a really personable guy. And if you don't or you haven't seen his stuff on his channel, go check it out because it's absolutely phenomenal. And my biggest recommendation is the one he did on conspiracy theories. I thought that was just fantastic. Anyways, thank you, Chris, the Daily Atheist, for jumping in here with me.
Thank you.
And of course, IQ, as usual, you're like fucking furniture in these things. And same with you, Pikachu. You guys just seem to always be in these chats, and it's a good time. Math Pig's leg is doing the twitchy thing. I guess he had to go to the washroom. Are you back, or are you still?
Yo, no, I'm still here. I didn't leave because you were all doing the roundup thing. I was like, right, I'll stand here and do the twitchy thing for a minute.
Do the pee-pee dance.
The pee-pee dance.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Well, Math Pig, it's great that you're jumping into these a little bit more often. And
well, it's the Wednesday nights usually when you do it. It's about 4 a.m. for me, and that's my snooze night. So when I wake up on the sofa at about 3 a.m. and walk to bed, you're usually going live for your after party. So that's why I catch you on Wednesday.
That's awesome. No, hang on. Just
yeah, you just take your time. I'm twitching away here. That's fine.
No, I don't have to really urinate or anything at all. For all of you guys that are in the chat right now, I will be interviewing Math Pig actually on the 26th, and then shortly after that, on March 7th, I'll be interviewing the Daily Atheist. So you guys can look forward to those shows as well. They should be really fun. I will let you pee now, Math Pig, if that's what you need to do.
Later, Math Pig.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I really do appreciate it, and I can't say nothing. Your channel and what you do here is fantastic. I've like at least 50% of what I do in my channel is based on what you do here.
Oh wow, dude, that means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. It really is. Not that you're Switzerland. I come across as fucking Switzerland to people. I don't like that shit. I like
Be a little bit more edgy.
I know.
When I do this.
Oh man, I don't get here. Ask IQ. I drink when I do mine. Don't worry. Tuesdays after party. Yeah, your after party. Whenever I drink, I usually drink something that's like 11% caffeine. So your after party with me is gonna go on all fucking night, man.
That's okay with me. That's all right with me. I can go as late as we need to.
In all honesty, I've booked the next 3 days off work. Now, the third day, actually, is the daughter's birthday, so I have a reason for that. But the day in the middle, there's no reason to book that off. And I was like, no, fuck it. I'm just going to go all out for Neil. We'll book it all off.
It should be a lot of fun. It will be a lot of fun. I can already tell we're going to have a great time.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. See you later, man.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Anyways, thank you, Pikachu, for joining us. Thanks, IQ. And of course, Chris, the Daily Atheist. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Neil.
Pikachu, we got to work on your mic issues. We'll figure something out. All right, guys. Thanks everyone in the chat for joining us. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed the original chat with what happened there? He's gone to pee, I guess. He's still sitting in the backstage area, but I'm not bringing him back because then we might he might actually say Titan Uranus. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good time. Remember to check out Chris Shelton's stuff. I got all the links in the original video, and I do actually have included the link to his personal website here, which has all those links anyways. So check it out. He's got some great shit. And until next time, guys, like I always say at the end of these things, like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Later.
See ya.